Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a fantastic afternoon. It is 4:45, and wow, I just got back from watching The Batman, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. So I'm very sorry about the terrible camera quality. If you can't see me, hold on. Let me put the light on. Can you see me better? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But of course, it's not about me, is it? Hold on. Okay. So let me just test the audio out. Because why not? Okay. I just want to test the audio because I've had microphone issues for the past couple of days, if not months. But because why not? Okay. I just okay. It does sound pretty cool. Now, I hope you don't mind. I have some food. I haven't eaten, properly in the morning. Because all I had was porridge and tea. Because obviously I don't want to eat too much, you gotta save space for popcorn. Popcorn. Okay. Now, I do have chips, just chips over here. Really good chips. I would, eat them. I don't want to be rude, but I am hungry. Not so much. I ordered popcorn today. A small popcorn and slush puppy. Slush puppy cherry flavored, by the way. Cherry flavored. The first time I tried cherry flavored, and holy moly, is it strong! It's so strong. At first, I did not like it. I was like, okay, this is gross. After a couple of more sips, it was good. But I'm still gonna choose other flavors next time. I've always used a raspberry before, but this time I wanted something different. Excuse me, sorry, I don't think you heard that, but I mistakenly burped. I don't really burp that much. Okay, but still, today has been a very, very interesting day. So now, the movie itself is 3 hours long, and if you're going into the cinema, just understand that. And by the way, I expected it to be a really long wait, but watching the movie just went like that. Time went just like that. They went in a snap because uh, as you're watching the movie, it's like it doesn't feel boring. Maybe in a couple of minutes, the beginning, at first, you may think, okay, it's a bit boring. What's going on? But once things start fitting together, it starts to get more watchable. It's a 3 hour movie. You have to, if you're making that long of a movie, you have to make sure every single minute is worth it. Now, of course, I'm not a huge Batman fan. I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, I like Batman because he is a cool guy. He doesn't have powers, okay? But to be fair, Superman is my favorite DC hero. I grew up loving Superman, so what else can I say? Okay. So, let me just taste one of these chips. They're very big, by the way. It's so big. Like, look at this. This is like a rectangle. Well, it looks like it. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's chips. You don't expect it to be so, like, changeable or whatever. You don't expect the flavors to be different from the previous chips you ate all around the world. No. Okay. It is raining, by the way. Just want to point that out. uh, okay. Now, when it comes to the movie itself, I loved certain aspects of it. I loved it. Now, when it comes to Robert Pattinson, Twilight, I'll always, bring this up. I mean, let's be real. I think almost every person will bring this up. But it did a good job. It did a good job being Batman. It was built for it, uh, and sorry, my hair is getting stuck all over the place. But of course, uh, I would say that, everyone has their favorite Batmans. Everyone has their favorite Batmans. Uh, so this Batman over here, this Robert guy, is gonna be someone's first Batman because please understand that, you know, not everyone got into the other Batman movies. So for the first time, this guy is someone's Batman. Okay. But anyways, there'll be hundreds and thousands of Batmans to come. Okay. Now, I supposed to stream in the morning, obviously, but I left in the morning. We were getting ready to go to the cinemas. The movie started at past 11. I don't think on the dot at past 11. I mean, let's be real. The ads just all over the place, okay? The amount of ads that I've seen, holy crap. Um, okay, anything else? I did love the Riddler. I don't know that much about him. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that much about him, but honestly, how cunning and what's the word? So careful he is. Like everything is planned out perfectly. Like he laid everything so perfectly. You know, that's a cool villain. That's a really cool villain. I like that. I really do. And he leaves clues for Batman. Uh, that's interesting. When it comes to what's his name? I forgot his name. Smeagol playing. I'm gonna call him Smeagol from now on. Smeagol playing Alfred. It was okay. It was okay, but we barely saw any Alfred scenes, to be fair. But it was sad to see him end up in hospital. It was very sad to see him end up in hospital. There was some tensious. Is that a word? Tensious? I don't know. There was some tension scenes, a lot of tension scenes. I really enjoyed that. I loved, the camera angles when Batman walked. You see his boots, and it gives that sense of fear. Because Batman, is this guy that's supposed to bring fear amongst the criminals. My nose is starting to leak. I had a cold slush puppy, okay? Didn't like the flavor, but hey, I was thirsty. Okay. Not to mention, I also ordered something else after the movies. It it was pretty cold. But anyways, enough about that. So I'm not gonna be surprised if my nose starts to leak. Okay. All right then. So it's been really fun to watch this movie, but there were certain aspects I did not like about this movie. Um, a lot of aspects I did not like about this movie. Uh, well, I would say that I don't want to talk too much about everything I don't like, but the main things I don't like. Okay, how about this? The things I like and the things I don't like. Okay, just the main things, not every single thing, because just remember this was a long movie. Okay, like so much happened. So there's a couple of things I did not like, couple of things I liked, but we're just gonna go with along with the main ones because let's speed up time. Uh, okay. So first things first, what did I like? Well, as I said, I like the Batman shots where basically is the shot of him walking. I love that. Even coming from this little dark corner, I love that. I really do. Did my favorite scene was okay. Spoiler alert, by the way. I should have said that in the beginning of the video, but this is a discussion of the movie, so you would expect a lot of spoilers. But of course, anyways, my favorite scene in this movie, one of my favorite scenes is w- this bomb scene at the funeral. You know, uh, this guy had a bomb on his neck basically, and he was told to answer three riddles, and yeah, it was just so intense. Honestly, I love that. I really did love that scene. I liked how, uh, for once. Wait, what's going on? Hold on. Okay, I liked. Wait, did my stream end? Am I still streaming? It's still going. Okay, it's still going. Sorry about that. Something just popped up over here, so I wondered what happened. Okay, how long are we going for? Okay, 9:56. Uh, actually, no, are we? Okay, we're going for such a long time. All right. Now, let's just say that that was one of my favorite scenes. Uh, moving on. When it comes to the things I don't like, and now there's a couple of things I don't like, you know. Number one, race swapping. What's the guy's name? Gordon. Now I know he didn't, give that much of a big, like a big shocker. It was race swapped. I mean, in current age, things are always race swapped. You know, but I was a bit disappointed because he is a major character in the Batman comics, and to just swap the race like that. Like I get it, that people always want to do this crap, but it just doesn't feel authentic. Doesn't feel authentic. I felt like they did it for diversity reasons, obviously. Now it comes to one line I did not like in the movie. It's when, what do you call that woman? I don't even know her name. I don't even know her name. I read her name. Was her name Zoe? Was her name Zoe? I completely forgot. I completely forgot. I've read articles about her and I've completely forgot. Basically, Catwoman, basically, uh, Catwoman said this line about white privilege, and I am like, ugh, you gotta be kidding me. Now, I've heard people talk about this in the comments, so I was waiting for the line to pop up. I was thinking, did they cut it out? Oh no, they showed it. It was such an annoying line because, for one, uh, let's be real for a second. The way they portrayed the characters in the movie, Ryan was right. Ryan from RK Outpost. Uh, a big controversy surrounded him because he complained about the character races and the good and the bad between them and stuff like that, and how they made all the white guys bad and stuff like that. And it did bring up one important thing. Like I could see that, I could notice that earlier in the beginning, right in the beginning, there's this group of guys with face paint on, and you get one brown guy, just one brown guy, and at the end of the day, all the other white guys were totally fine with punching this innocent man, but this brown guy was so unsure if he should do it. I could get what Ryan was trying to say, because at the end of the day, you need to understand many of these people making these movies, many of the people behind it are trying to push political reasons, obviously, and it wasn't woke enough, as we saw. SJWs got offended by that because they attacked an Asian man. So how dare they? Uh, but anyways, I'm just saying that line, what that woman said, white privilege, so like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But since the people who put the story together, it kind of does make sense because all the bad guys are whites, and all of them run the stuff and whatever. Um, you know. Funny thing about that cat lady actress, she was complaining about not being sexualized in the movie or something like that. But there's literally a scene in the early parts of the movie where she is dressing up. She's in her underwear. She's dressing up in the Catwoman suit. So it's like, hey, wait a minute. I thought you don't want to be sexualized. It's kind of like, okay, she just said that, I guess, because she's an SJW. Because SJWs will always say stuff like that. Let's be real. They will always say stuff like that and turn around and do the thing they said they weren't gonna do. Okay, you need to understand that's how they operate. They've been doing that for years. So I'm not surprised, but I'm just kind of annoyed by that. I'm very annoyed. I'm very annoyed. Because it's like, dang, she is hot. I'm not gonna lie, she is hot. But you know, once again, like the way she was talking about it, like this Batwoman is not gonna be for the eyes or something. She said something like that, or maybe I'm mixing up people. I guess I am mixing up people. She said something about, this Batwoman is not gonna, it should not be looked at or fawned at or something like that, along the lines of something like that. And all of a sudden, there she is in the movie, trying to look good. So hey, I thought she said, you know, uh, oh, well, never mind what she said at this point. I'm tired. Honestly, I'm tired. That one line kind of like flattened it. But other than that, I really liked the movie. There were many good parts in the movie. Uh, Dang, the Riddler is one of the most most scariest villains so far. Obviously not. I mean, compared to Joker, not that much. But still, in this freaking movie, holy crap! Uh, The Riddler is really devious. He's so cunning. That's the best part about this villain. He's so cunning and everything is perfect for him, which is so amazing. Like, he lays out everything perfectly. Everything. Ow. I hurt myself. Well, my teeth on the microphone. I will never do that again. Well, this isn't the first time, so it could happen again. Okay. So the one thing I really just, no, mixing up my words. Sorry. When I get off track, uh, I get completely off track. I try and go to the different conversations. My bad. So the Riddler guy, he was good. He was really good. I loved him. Not in that way, but interesting villain. The way they portrayed him was interesting, and it was such a big threat. Now the Penguin was in the movie, but obviously, it did not feel like the Penguin. Like it just felt like some dodgy club owner. That's all he felt like, honestly. Uh, so at the end, they did have like the scene with the Joker, and I was like, okay, oh, please don't, please. Like, here's the thing: I'm kind of tired of shows or movies teasing out something else, like teasing out like something completely. Like a sequel, like a sequel or something like that, like teasing the next big thing. And it's like, I get it, if this is a hit, they want people to look at the next one, giving us hope. But then again, it's like, I'm tired of that stuff. I'm really tired of that. You could call it a trope if you want to. I'm tired of that because you gotta tease it out so fans could be like, oh no, look, I'm gonna consume the next product. It's like, no, come on now. Come on. And plus, I don't want to see the Riddler again. Please, let's be real. The Riddler, like, he was very cunning, yes, but to face him again, it's like, oh, why? Why do you want to face him again? You know, I feel like he'll be much more stronger, or maybe he becomes an henchman in the next movie to someone else. Maybe Joker's out. Now, at the end of the day, I feel like Batman is got the good side of DC. This movie is making DC pretty good. Well, giving it a pretty good name. Because if you think about it very carefully, DC has not had a good name in recent years in cinema. Because obviously of, let's just say, the Snyderverse, you know. And I guess obviously Justice League was basically uh, the death of DC stuff. Well, not really, because after that there was Aquaman and Wonder Woman and all that other stuff. But like having a full movie with all the other characters there, I felt like that was the death of it. But obviously, Zack Snyder had his own vision come to life last year. But of course, that was not released on cinemas. It was released on streaming, and obviously, obviously, not everyone could have seen that. But still, at the end, the fans won. But what about the cinema of the future? I don't want to see another dark Superman movie. I don't really want to see that. There's nothing wrong with having a collaboration of the heroes, that movie being dark. But when it comes to the characters themselves being in their own movies, I don't think it should be so dark. Take Superman, for instance. Superman is not a dark character. He is not a dark character at all. So to make him this dark, very unsociable person, it's crazy. Same when it comes to, well, when it comes to Batman, you can make it dark as you want, obviously. But when it comes to the rest of the heroes, I don't think you should just, make everything dark. I'm tired of everything dark. Okay, Superman is a good guy. Let's make him feel like a good guy. Okay. Anyways, I really, 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 uh, I'm tired of people teasing out the next movie uh towards the end. I'm really tired of that because look, it's I don't want to see the Riddler again, and I'm sure if we do see him, it might be one of the henchmen of Joker, possibly. And he might die at the end anyways. So I'm just saying, it's like, I don't know. I don't really know if I really want to see that because the way they teased it out, it's like I don't want to see the Riddler again, please. Okay, it was a menace in the movies, and it's like for him to be out again or find a way out. That'll be painful. But anyways, I think the villain worked well for one movie. I think they should work with a different villain this time. You know? Okay. Now I guess that's it for my review, right? Now we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. What's this? Well, they gave me this sauce. It looks like tomato sauce. It does look like tomato sauce. Okay. So I don't want to dip because it might be a bit messy, but I'm gonna eat a piece of chips. Oh wow. This looks very salted, but no. Plain old chips. Plain old chips. Now, I don't want Batman to carry the entire DC universe up. I think that's very silly. I think that's very, very silly. Because Batman does not make up the entirety of DC. All the other heroes do, you know? So it does make more sense to have more movies in the future. But at the end of the day, it's like we need to get a new director. You need to get a new vision for these for the movies they're planning to do. Which I have heard, by the way, there is going to be a wokeness, woke, a woke. What do you call it? A woke version of the next upcoming DC movies or DC series. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I'm tired of DC, okay? But if they did things right, I would be totally fine with, you know? They did this movie pretty good. It could have been better, but of course, you know, it's DC. Anyways, we have a lot to talk about today. Will read this stuff out. I'll read it out. I was gonna leave this for tomorrow, but we have a lot to talk about. Articles from last night. We have a lot to talk about. So, of course, my review of the Batman is pretty simple. Good. It's a good movie. It's a pretty long one, and if you like long movies, that's perfect. If you want to spend more time on the cinema, that's a perfect movie. Uh, it's good. There's no problem with the CGI. By the way, like if you look carefully, only if you look very tiny carefully with a keen eye, I'm sure you can tell it's CGI. But it looks pretty good. There's no problem with it. It's not so obvious. So I just want to point that out. So, anyways, we read that. Okay, okay. I'm gonna skip a lot of them, but of course, I will read this some other time. Maybe, maybe not. Now we're gonna talk about a TV show. Okay, let me do a final rating. The Batman movie gets 9 out of 10. Yes, it loses 1 point, 1 point for that stupid line that woman said. Okay, okay, okay. And she bullied Robert Pattinson during that interview about Final Fantasy VII. She was very rude towards him, so she loses a point. Okay. I'm being very mean. Okay, but jokes aside, jokes aside, I think that one line kind of ruined it. It could have been a bit better. It could have been a bit better if it weren't for that line. You could have got full marks, but no. So just because of that stupid line, it gets 9 out of 10, which isn't that bad. I watch a lot of movies and they always get 7 and 8. So this is a 9 out of 10. It's a good movie. But for a fact, they're not gonna make movies like that forever. Slowly, all the movies will be infested with wokeness, more wokeness than what we witnessed in this movie. Okay, all right then. So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Halo. Now I have no clue about Halo. I have zero clue. My brain is just completely off when it comes to Halo because I don't know. I don't know about Halo. Okay, now does it mean that they must change it for me so I can know? Absolutely not. Absolutely, positively not. You know why? Because it just doesn't make sense. You know, you don't need to change Dragon Ball Z for to people who don't want to watch Dragon Ball Z for them to watch it. They don't have to watch it. Simple as that. You know. Now, the first episode of Paramount's television adaptation of Halo just touched down. This was basically March 25th, which was yesterday. This was an article I saw last night. Okay. And the problems are more prolific than anyone could have possibly imagined. And here's the thing. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers said it was in the trailer. He saw the problems in the trailer. Okay? But you know what happened to Jeremy? You know what happened to him? Do you want to know what happened to him? Do you really want to know? People got pissed off. Oh, Jeremy's crying about something else. Oh, he's so evil. He's crying because she ate women or something like that. These pesky bastards. I'm sure now, again, just like how the Cowboy Bebop thing happened. I'm sure. They obviously going back on their words. Because remember Cowboy Bebop live action? People said, "Oh, just wait for the show. Just wait for the show, guys. Come on, give it a break." Okay, they gave it okay. The show came out. Y'all got a break. The show got out, and what happened? The show was pointless. No one even liked it, and it got cancelled. The point I'm trying to make is that when people point something out, immediately people just say, "Oh, shut up. Oh, just leave it alone. Stop being so XYZ or whatever." It's like it's in the trailer. Trailers are meant to advertise the freaking show. And if you spot something bad in the trailer that will put you off, you're gonna talk about that. That's what trailers are for. Trailers are like a little sample of the movie, a very vague sample of the movie. So I don't get why people get pissed off when people talk about from what's the trailer, from what's in the trailer. Okay. Now, obviously, the article is pretty long. I'm not gonna read everything, obviously. Uh, Okay, so first things first, when it comes to the series itself, they did not, want to talk about the video game itself. They did not really want to take the full story from the video game. That's what I've heard. Basically doing things that Halo fans don't like. Okay, they had to come up with a brand new story. They could have taken the Halo story from the games and maybe expanded upon that, but no, they won't do that. No, they won't do that. Now, let's read the comments because holy crap, this is a long article. Okay, so we got a master. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Okay. Okay. Well, this series isn't made for us. It's made for the same people as Foundation Star Trek Discovery, and every other show on the CW. It's made for people with pronouns in their profiles. It's made for people that read BuzzFeed and get outraged over pancake syrup. People that actually have no interest in these franchises, but demand they conform to warp to their warped woke ideology. Okay, okay. We have a couple of SJWs complaining. 10 years ago, when something I loved was adapted either for a big screen or a small screen, I got extremely excited. Even when it wasn't good, at least it wasn't preachy or full of far left wing ideology. For the past 5 or 6 years, whenever something I love is adapted, I say, "Oh no," every single time. It's so predictable. Exactly. Pardon my rough tone, but every time when something is like just like having an adaptation or something like that, not every single movie or every single series, but most of them, uh, we always can clearly see the signs of what can happen. We can always point it out, and when we point it out, people tell to us, "Oh, how dare you do that?" So now they get crap shows. Okay. Now we have some more articles. We have Green Lantern. Oh look, come on. The Green Lantern movie was pretty boring. The Green Lantern movie was pretty boring. So, yeah. Um, it looked good, but it was pretty boring. North American Simulation and Gaming Association author claims Dungeons and Dragons promotes race oh great. This is an article I wanted to show you guys and gals as well. Basically people who work in these higher up foundations, they are saying that, these games uh, unrealistic. It is. It is unrealistic, and the craziest part is that okay. The craziest part about this is that they are literally working for Gaming Association, American Simulation and Gaming Association, simulation of a fantasy world. It's fantasy. Because humans cannot realistically imagine a complete disconnected reality. They can. Oh boy, they can. And I can tell you, the amount of stories I came up because of a fantasy world, it's amazing. It truly is. You know, you can escape your reality and venture on in this crazy world that you want to make. And it's so amazing, you know. According to regular North American Simulation and Gaming Association contributing author Clayton Whittle, Dungeons and Dragons promotes the concept of race essentialism, or the idea that that race identity determines the path we take in life. It's a gay. It's a board game, right? It's a board game. It's a board game. You know, everything was straightforward in this board game. You know, there were rules set, so you know, you just gotta play by the rules. You know, so you know you can't have a good arc, can you? No, you can't, because players cannot realistically imagine disconnected reality, and thus is it capable not drawing comparisons between games, fictional characters, and real world races. What are you talking about? So what when I look at hobbits, I don't see different people. I In the real world, I don't see that. I really don't. I see them for what they are. You know, originally founded in 1962 at as the East Coast War Games Council, the North American Simulation, the NASAGA. Okay, they are a self-described network of professionals dedicated to design, implementation, and evaluation of games and simulations to improve learning. Why are they talking about this? I mean, Dungeons and Dragons is not about learning. It's not about learning. It's for having fun. Okay. So obviously. Oh my goodness. Gee, I wonder what will make the guy say something like that. I wonder what will make the guy say something like that. You know, say such a statement. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why. Oh my gosh, I wonder why. Ah, I just can't put my finger on it. Can you put your finger on it? 'Cause I can't. Okay. Racial essentialism is at its core the idea racial identity determines the path we take in life. What do you mean by that? You know, in real life, people are told not to do things for many reasons, you know, or to take this path or that path for many reasons, you know. Not about race. There are some racist people out there, yes, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean you can't stop being what you want to be or which path you want to take because of a board game now. Okay. Now it goes on and on. Players must use core resource to craft characters, and in doing so, must engage with an explicitly essentialist universe in which your race determines everything from now how far you can run. Exactly, exactly. You can't expect a freaking dwarf to outrun, uh, like a human or whatever. You can't expect that, you know. Okay. Further within the game, D&D encourages assumptions based on racial essentialism. Certain races are inherently evil. What is that? What are you talking about? So you must hug every single race. Now look, when it comes to writing, I have thought about writing a couple of races that are completely evil. You know, maybe a couple of them are good and the rest are bad, but at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with real life. Okay, it's a freaking make believe world. And Dungeons and Dragons is also make believe. You telling me we're gonna find freaking dwarves and elves everywhere in the real world? I mean, some people are freaking, born with big pointy ears, but it doesn't mean they're elves now. Okay, and their actions also pursue goals of cruel intent. What? What? What are you talking about? Oh my goodness. Okay. And even Dungeons and Dragons have been giving up to the woke mob. That's just how sad it was, honestly. It is responsibility of the dungeon master to lay out how the imagined world does or does not connect from the real world. It's a game. You already know it's disconnects from the real world. Honestly, this is a long, long, long article. But basically, uh, here we go. My new study addresses debate on evil orcs. Yes, guys, study, study, study. Okay. Alright then. Okay, it's stuck. Oh, never mind. Okay. Killjoy, who calls the other party members racist for attacking the hostile mob that attacked the party first. I'm just saying how crazy it is, honestly. You know, you can tell how he's motivated. You can really tell how he's motivated to write such articles or to say such things, you know? Okay, that's enough about Dungeons and Dragons. Superman's new enemy is fake news. Yeah. Yes, guys, we're gonna destroy fake news. You mean the same news that people like him, like the far left people were writing about Orange Man for the past few years? You mean that fake news? Or the fake news you claim that's fake news but actually is true? You don't know what these people mean anymore, Don't know. Prolific novelist Ann Taylor rebukes cancel culture, says she should be allowed to write a novel from the viewpoint of a black man. I don't even know who she is, but let's just hear her out, you know. Okay. Pulitzer's Prize, can't even say that. Winning novelist Ann Taylor, known for her books breathing lessons and a spool of dread, recently rebuked cancel culture as well as the idea of cultural appropriation. Exactly, there's no such thing as cultural appropriation. People kept throwing it all around. Doesn't make sense. Okay. Tyler, who did an interview with Sunday Times, promotes a 24th novel. Dang, I'm just working on my first two novels right now. Reportedly does not like the term cancel culture. Exactly. I don't like the term cancel culture as well. I hate it. I know people like to joke about it, but I really hate the term cancel culture. Nevertheless, she made her thoughts abundantly clear on the subject. I am astonished by the appropriation issue, she said. It would be very foolish for me to write, let's say, a novel from a viewpoint of a black man, but I think I should be allowed to do it. Exactly. She also made it clear it's not about race, but gender as well. The Sunday Times reporter Lexi Swall asked her whether anybody has suggested she shouldn't have a male leading character as an accidental tourist, one of her best loved books, which became a Hollywood film starring the late William Hurt. Tyler responded no, but I expect it now to happen any day now. Not only did she reject the idea that a white woman should be not allowed to write from the viewpoint of a black man, but she also expressed her thoughts on publishers canceling the publication of books due to a novelist's behavior. She specifically references novels written by people in the 30s and 40s, saying, if an incredibly talented person has written novels in the 1930s and 40s, all of a sudden it is discovered that there is something he said or did, even something as bad as sexual harassment, he should be condemned for it. However, she added, but I don't see why he would withdraw his novels from publication. She further elaborated on her points. We could look at Gargun's painting, can we? We couldn't look at Gargun's painting, could we? That would have to be destroyed or put away. In fact, Dr. Seuss Enterprises, a company that manages the work of prolific children's author, has indeed put away and ceased publications of a number of Dr. Seuss books. Okay, yeah, exactly. Remember what happened to Dr. Seuss? Today, on Dr. Seuss' birthday, Dr. Seuss Enterprises celebrates reading and also our mission of supporting children and families with messages of hope, inspiration, inclusion, and friendship. Inclusion, the word itself, has become such a buzzword now. Oh, Hey, hi, I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Have a male leading character as an accidental tourist. Okay, I feel like I should read a bit more louder. Okay, so yeah, it happened like last year. Dr. Seuss had to pull out certain books. Not just older publications like Dr. Seuss, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling saw her books removed from an Australian bookshop, claiming that they were harming communities, and accused Rowling of being a istophobe. Like, look, the term transphobe, it doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm doing good, just woke up. That's good. That's good. It's actually like the afternoon for me, so yeah. Well, the evening. Okay. Boycott transphobes. That gets a lot of likes. How is that possible? Basically uh complaining about J.K. Rowling speaking against trans predators, basically. Children's author Gillian Phillip would actually be fired from her publisher Working Partners for supporting Rowling. According to the Daily Mail, Working Partners managing editor James Noble announced that Phillip had been sacked, telling the publication. The words created by Aaron Hunter are meant to be inclusive for all readers, and we want to let you know that Gillian Phillip will no longer be writing any Aaron Hunter novels. Holy crap! It's like the publishers are very hostile. This is why I've said in my previous videos as well, I rather publish it myself. I rather publish my books myself. I rather, print the books myself, get a separate company, make all the orders I want, and get it out there. Because at the end of the day, when there are major publications that control you, it's sad. It really is sad, because you have to do what they say. You have to do what they want. Since I run my own stuff, that's perfect. I can control what I want, how I want it, and when I want it. Um, so at the end of the day, you know, at this point, you can't even work with people. You know, you can't even work with anyone these days, honestly, because they're gonna call you istophobe. Oh my goodness, this is so crazy, isn't it? It's so crazy. The Three Musketeers was written by a black man. Someone writing someone else's race doesn't matter. Good writing comes first always. Exactly. Exactly. All you need is good writing. Doesn't matter the race. Like look at me, doesn't matter my race. I mean, I've written plenty of white characters, I can write any character I want to. You know, there should be no limits to that. Okay. The independent target actor and comedian accuses him of peddling conspiracy theories. I would love to read that, but we do know how the story goes. Basically, they accuse him, like many of the publications, of the mainstream media publications, they are accusing him of peddling conspiracies, even though they aren't conspiracies. They're totally truthful. Okay, so, wow, that was a handful of things to read. Honestly, I can't believe that things are going so crazy over the world. Uh, you know, you can't be a creator, and I keep saying it. Fantasy is dying. Fantasy is on life support. If you make a character, okay, that happens to be dark skinned, and let's just say the character, uh, what's like it gets hurt or something like that, people will accuse you of racism because any brown character cannot be hurt or whatever. It's crazy. It really is crazy. You know, you're not allowed to, hurt these characters, and then people won't make them. And when you don't make these characters, people will complain about it. I'm definitely not going to publishers for my story to be released. I don't trust them. Exactly. I don't trust them either. That's why I would print it myself and not work with anyone else because it'll be very challenging to work with other people. You know, That's why it's best to work on your own sometimes, and especially in a climate like this where everything is so woke. It's best, to be independent or work around people that you know. When it comes to hiring people, I would love to hire more and more, like, conservatives, libertarians, people who have been blacklisted for their views. Uh, there were plenty of people in Hollywood that were blacklisted for their conservative views. I would love to hire them and let them lend their voices for many of my future projects, because I want to support, you know, people with our same beliefs. I don't mind talent. I really don't mind hiring from the best talent. But once again, like many of these actors and actresses have good talent. They just get fired for their political affiliation. So, um, you know, might as well hire based on politics and um, and their skills, because that's how it is now. I want to give some conservatives a chance because they're not gonna get a chance in the big world. And there were some really good voice actors I've heard of, that are pretty chill with different opinions. There is this one voice actress. She has a really cool, sweet voice. One of the sweetest voices I've ever listened to. It's so sweet. She is a Orange Man supporter, so you know, perfect. And she talks about politics all the time on a private YouTube channel. She is perfect. Her voice is perfect. Uh, anyways, anyways, will I go to the cinemas again? I don't know. I mean, there's not much to watch actually. Sonic is coming out in a couple of weeks. Well, maybe 2 weeks. Okay. I remember seeing this one photo of blackwashing being shown as a positive and whitewashing as negative. Really shows the hypocrisy of these SJWs. It's the main reason why I dislike them a lot. I actually saw recently a Twitter user had a long thread of like why blackwashing is okay and why whitewashing was totally fine. I saw a big thread on that, you know, on Twitter, and they were talking about how whitewashing is bad and evil, but blackwashing, oh, that's totally fine. Both are bad, but for some reason, they are total hypocrites on this. And it's kind of crazy because people for years were talking about how blackwashing does not exist. Uh, there's even videos on that saying blackwashing doesn't exist. And it's really crazy because there's so much of proof, plenty of proof now. And when you point it out to them, they just toss it off and they find some crazy reasons. But honestly, uh, at this point in time, so many characters will be blackwashed. Snow White is getting, well, she's not getting blackwashed, she's getting brownwashed. Brownwashed, oh my goodness. Snow White. Snow White. We're talking about Snow White. The fairest of them all getting brownwashed. It really is crazy, honestly. How can you have a story of the fairest of them all if the woman is not really wanting to put makeup to make herself look more whiter? Because Snow White is white as snow. Okay, you gotta be very fair. And even if you're not so fair, you can still put makeup on to make you look very bright and very fair. In The Lord of the Rings, there was this character, Gladriel. Anytime she was on screen, like, everything was so bright because she was such a fair character. Everything was so bright. They edited it in a way to make it seem so elegant and so bright. So I don't think they'll do the same. I really don't think they will do the same at all when it comes to Snow White. And for the past few years, we've been waiting for the black version of Little Mermaid. Oh, sorry, live action version. Because, for some reason we need to race swap these characters. I don't know why. I mean, they promised that since 2019, and they have not dropped anything since. So I am wondering what are they plotting. They are possibly plotting something. I don't want to see a live action Little Mermaid. In fact, I never watched the original. Uh, but still, when I saw clips of the original, or when I would see my sister watch it, like Ariel was a fair-skinned woman. You know, she had, well, fair-skinned mermaid. Okay, she wants to be a woman, a real life woman, a human woman. But I don't know what a woman is actually, because I'm not a biologist. Okay, did you guys know that? Did you guys know that? I can't be a woman. I mean, well, who knows what a woman is? I'm not a biologist. Okay, I am not a biologist, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know at all. Okay, I'm just not a biologist, so I can't tell. I really can't tell. This could be a piece of paper, but I don't know. I don't know. Don't know, to be fair. I mean, I don't make paper. I don't make paper, so I don't know what this could be. This could be anything. This could be, metal. I don't know. I'm not someone who's an expert on metal. But anyways, wow, it was a very, 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 very interesting day for me. I really enjoyed myself, and sometimes it is a bit strange. You're sitting in a room filled with tens to 20 amount of people, and it does feel strange sometimes, only when you notice it, that you're sitting amongst people that you never sat with before. It is pretty interesting. So much of people come in this one room. All of them have backstories. Everyone has a story on how they came or how they grew up or whatever. All coming just to watch one movie. Sounds very epic. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna go now because it's getting pretty late. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye bye.